this episode of Eric Mintel Investigates. The team is called to Bethlehem, Pennsylvania to investigate the beautiful and historic Hanoverville Roadhouse. While on the investigation, the team uncovers shocking evidence of a possible residual haunting. What lurks in the shadows as Eric Mintel investigates a haunting at the Hanoverville Roadhouse. My name is Eric Mintel. By night, I'm a professional jazz musician. But by even later at night, I investigate the paranormal. I, along with my team at Eric Mintel Investigates, travel the country, investigating all things paranormal. This is Eric Mintel Investigates. We're here with Mark Dennis, owner of the Hanoverville Roadhouse, and I tell you, man, this is incredible. I mean, the history here already that you've told me about is incredible. But what I always wanted to ask was, what drew you to this property?
I was looking to buy an investment property. My realtor said, hey, I heard of a place that's going to be up for sale. Let me get back to you. Was never, ever into the place until my realtor brought me in. Mm-hmm. As soon as I walked through the front door, looking around, it's like, oh, man, the potential here. This would be a fun project.
I mean, the renovations here are incredible, but you really retained a lot of the historic charm of the building, which is great to see. But you also found some interesting things here.
I did. A lot of interesting things, good and bad. It was a biker bar back in the 70s. There was mud wrestling in the dining room at one point. Tiny Tim used to play here all the time.
That's right. You know, already, I know Dominic is not here right now, but he's already tuned in on a few things in this room in particular.
A few months ago, an old employee was here for a memorial service for her father who passed away last September, who was actually one of our bar regulars. Monday through Friday, he was here. And she's like, oh, you know about the trap door in the private room? I'm like, no, I've never heard of this. But I know there is a whole section of basement I cannot get to because there's no doorways into it. She said, yeah, I think it's in front of the fireplace, the trap door. It bugged me. I was a little busy. I couldn't really go investigating. But a couple weeks later, it's like, oh, I gotta find it. Today's a day. It was a Saturday night. I'm gonna look for this thing. So I came in here stomping around and I found a hollow spot. So I pulled up the carpet and there was 2x6s nailed over a doorway. So I pulled those up and there was a 15-foot shaft that went down past the basement.
Now, any idea what that could have been used for?
When I climbed down in there and looked around, it had gorgeous brick arch ceiling, like tunnels. My assumption is Prohibition times, maybe the railroad, the
Underground Railroad,
something like that.
We tend to find a lot of those types of things in a lot of old buildings. Yeah. We've found a lot of tunnels and things like that. Maybe it was an old speakeasy or some, obviously, you know, an old speakeasy. But that is something interesting that we have to look into. You sent me and showed me that security camera video.
Yes.
That was one of the most freaky things that I've ever seen. I mean, and to be on site where that happened. And I have to tell you, when we first walked in here, Dominic went right to that space. No one was here that night. You were working here, but you were upstairs. You were not even in the area.
Correct. Everybody was gone out of the building. I was the only one left for the night. I was doing my paperwork at my desk, which is above the bar, but slightly towards the back. And I heard a crash. Down here, I couldn't really tell. I knew it was from downstairs somewhere. I think I have about 28 cameras inside and outside the building. So I came down and just did a quick walk through the building, checked the windows, doors. But it's in the back of my head. It's like, I know I heard something. And when I was finished my paperwork, an hour or so later, I was like, well, I'm gonna roll back the video, see if I saw something. And the video I showed you with the chair. And I walked walked right past that
When you
chair.
came down to check.
That's not what I was looking for. I was looking
Wow.
at the doors and windows, so I
Wow.
walked past the chair in the middle of the room. The sugar all over the floor. I wasn't looking for that, so I walked right by it.
In this video, you could clearly see an orb flying over toward where the chair just pushed out from the table. Seconds later, some unknown force hurls the sugar container onto the floor. Truly a paranormal event caught on video.
There's a little flash of light that happens right before the chair. Like as the chair is moving, there's like a burst of, it looked to me like a burst of energy.
Yes.
Could that have been something was that the crash?
I'm assuming it was about the same exact time because that's how I found the camera, but I think I may have felt a little shake in the building. I don't remember that.
Going over there into that space, there's a wall there, so you really can't, whoever is, if there was anybody there, you're gonna see them.
Yeah.
Because there's no way, because it's built out. Maybe we could put a static camera on there and see what happens. And I know you yourself have experienced some things here yourself.
When I'm here by myself at night closing up or whatever's going on, quite often I will hear my name called out. You know, it's like Mark or hello Mark. When it happens, it's kind of all encompassing. It doesn't come from any direction, it's just kind of everywhere,
It's
which
almost
is
like
very
surround
weird.
sound. Well, I brought an EVP with me tonight, so we're gonna try to see if we could do an EVP session and see if we can get any kind of voices to talk back with us. Now, having Dom on the case, he's like a magnet for these things because we will no sooner get on the investigation, something always happens. So I'll be interested to see what happens tonight. But man, Mark, thank you so much.
My head spinning from all of this information, it was time for us to get to work.
Eric has told me nothing about this place. I didn't even know the name till we pulled in the parking lot. But I'm already tuning in.
We no sooner walked in, Dominic was drawn to the table where the chair moved by some unknown force.
I saw the orb move from over here, right around this corner. You can't see after the corner. You got a wall.
You got a wall here. So there's no way that, anybody could be back here because it's built out enough and the camera is looking in this direction.
Yeah. A restaurant chair, it's heavy.
And this floor is not slidable floor.
No, I mean,
So for anyone to think that someone's pushing
I'll
the chair.
push it hard.
Yeah.
I mean, for me to push it, I mean, I got to really push it.
But
to
you
get it to
saw
move.
in the video, it went out and then turned.
Yeah.
Before moving on to the next area, we placed a static camera on the opposite side of the table where the chair mysteriously got pushed by an unknown force. Next, we walked into the private room and almost immediately Dominic sensed that there was something not right here.
I'm picking something up here, and you know probably about it, and I don't. But I'm getting a hidden, like a hidden staircase. Like a door, trap door, something like in this area.
You're basically standing right on top of it.
Oh, okay.
So it's right here, right under here, and what Mark is going to do is there's the hollow
wow.
floor.
Yeah.
This is
Oh,
hollow.
yeah, you can hear it.
What he thinks it possibly could have been was maybe a speakeasy.
From the private room, we made our way upstairs to the attic, but before we did, Dominic was hit with a burst of energy that affected his vision.
You okay?
Yeah.
Something just hit you.
Yeah, somebody, how can I explain it? I mean, it hit me as soon as I walked up the steps. When I'm in this area, I'm getting something with the left side of the face, something with the eye.
I got almost like a blurry type thing.
Yeah.
On this, is that what you got?
That's exactly what I got on the left
Because
side.
I looked over and I'm thinking to myself, did I just see that?
Yeah,
But it didn't affect me, but it affected you.
it definitely affected me.
Was it like
more.
somebody going through you?
No, it's somebody trying to talk. What else is going on up here, though? There's something else.
Well, we're not done yet.
Yeah.
As Dominic continued to feel strange energy, we made our way up to the attic.
I get so discombobulated here when we head up to the attic. I mean, and this is the thing. I never really feel a lot of things when we go on these investigations, but up here, When I was here the other day with Mark, I got the same feeling. I don't know what it is, but I want to see if Dom feels the same type of energy up here.
We made our way up to the attic, and again, Dominic got a hit.
There's something up here.
I was just getting this like really heavy, like a heavy feeling. Is that, what are you feeling?
Yeah, it's definitely a heavy feeling. They had meetings up here. They're calling things in,
Yeah.
and that's
Are you sensing anything anywhere up here? Like
Yeah.
very strong? Or is it stronger in one area, lighter in the other?
what is going on back there.
With both Dominic and I feeling the effects of vertigo, I told him about the mirror.
There was a team that was here that actually turned that mirror around. And that mirror's got something to do with what's going on here, because when they turned it around, all hell broke loose. Like some kind of big poltergeist activity was happening. So they turned the mirror back and everything went back to normal. So Mark said, do not touch the mirror, whatever you do. So we're not doing that. We're not touching the mirror at all.
We waved the magnetometer around the mirror and found high readings in that area. Was this a haunted mirror?
Look at that. There's nothing there really. There's no electric there. That's a chimney.
It's the chair.
Something's in the chair. Both Dom and I are feeling this very, very heavy feeling. The magnetometer is like at a steady rate over by that chair.
We were told not to touch the mirror, but the magnetometer is going off at the chair, not at the mirror. There's still a lot more to see. We got to talk to Mark and find out what's going on.
Before we left the attic, we put a static camera pointing toward the chair. Back down in the hallway, Dominic was sensing the same thing as he did earlier.
It was right in this area.
Yeah, it was right in this area.
It was right here, because when I looked over here, it was kind of like a little blurry,
Yeah.
but then that hit you in a different way. So I don't know what that is. So we're gonna have to ask Mark. Let's go
Yeah.
find him.
We went back downstairs and contacted Mark.
Hey, Mark.
Yes.
Question. Dom is feeling like somebody, well, explain to him what you're...
Well, upstairs in the hallway, when we came up from the private room, I was getting the feeling of somebody that lost their eyesight on their left eye. I didn't know whether you knew of anybody that was blind or injured, left side of the face.
None of that sounds familiar.
Is the chair that had moved in the video, is that up in that attic?
No, it's still at the table.
So it is the same.
I thought so. Okay, it's still the same chair.
From the attic, we headed to the basement.
This was more than a basement, though. A hidden room somewhere. Not the one that from upstairs either. There's another room down here.
Really? Interesting.
Yeah, it's leading me towards that way.
Dominic was being pulled toward the back of the basement, so we headed that way.
Ah, it's a room.
I knew about this room after meeting with Mark a week earlier, but Dominic knew nothing about this investigation until we arrived tonight. But we were both shocked when we found a sealed-up doorway.
What's the magnetometer doing over there?
1.1.
Really?
Yep.
That in and of itself is really fascinating.
We came up with theories of what this could possibly have been.
Valuables were kept in there,
Oh, like a safe?
like a safe.
You know, I'm just wondering, just sitting here thinking, could this be part of the Underground Railroad?
I mean, it's a good possibility. This could be because it's further north and they wanted to get away. So, you know, that borderline going through Bucks County, right where McCool's is and south, was heavily populated with the Underground Railroad.
With the stone shock realization that this could be part of the Underground Railroad, we knew we'd have to do a little bit more research on this area.
There's a lot more questions here than answers.
While we were in the basement, we decided to do an EVP session.
Is there anyone down here with us?
As we started to tune in, the magnetometer started getting high readings.
Play that back.
All right, we're here in the basement of the Hanoverville Roadhouse. Is there anyone down here with us?
If you're here, give us a sign.
After repeated attempts, we got nothing more from the EVP.
We got nothing. We got
I
nothing.
think we're gonna get better luck upstairs.
Yeah. Let's go back up to the dining room.
Yeah.
And there's one other room that you need to go into. So let's do that. Let's go, guys.
Having no luck with the EVP, we decided to go back upstairs. I wanted Dom to check out the bar area.
If you want to see more of Eric and I in this kind of environment, make sure you hit the like, subscribe, ring that bell,
On YouTube and Facebook.
and Instagram.
When people are clocking out, Dom, we're clocking in. This is one room we didn't go into.
I was
And
in
this
here
is-
earlier.
Yeah. You were here earlier?
Yeah, I actually went behind the bar.
What did you
Um,
did you sense anything in here?
there's a fun spirit in here. Somebody that likes to have fun. Taps people on the shoulder.
Oh.
When they're sitting.
Oh, right there. Stop right there. Okay, so you just said it.
Okay.
You just said it. So there is a little boy
Okay.
that taps people on the shoulder and pinches people in the butt. So Dom just picked up what Mark told me earlier about sensing someone in here who's a prankster and tapping people on the shoulder. Mark told me earlier that there was a little boy that has been known to tap people on the shoulder and pinch people in the butt right here in the bar area. So, I mean, just for him to pick that up is amazing. We've still got a little bit more work to do here, but I think we're going to do a little bit of an EVP session because in this area is where Mark has been hearing his name called. Now, he doesn't think it's coming from one space. It's coming from an all-encompassing area. So let's do an EVP session and see if we could maybe draw out that spirit. So, Mark, when you hear this sound, it's calling your name.
It's calling my name, like Mark, clear as day, or sometimes hello, Mark. There's no direction. It's just confusing. It's like it's completely around me.
Wow. You know, I always keep saying this all the time, and you're an example of that too, but I think a lot of times that these spirits present themselves to people that are more connected. We tried an EVP session but got no response. As we wrapped up the investigation, I asked Mark a question that has always been a huge factor in our investigations. Has this been something maybe that you felt your whole life? Can you go into a space and feel something?
Not necessarily immediately, but
Okay.
like particularly the Boyd Theater was another property that was very similar to this, where I had several encounters.
Do you think there could be any attachment to some of those objects from there to here?
I believe so.
So we got a little bit of digging to do here.
Yeah, definitely.
And Mark, I want to tell you, man, thank you so much for allowing us to tour your property. And it's been an incredible investigation because as always, we leave with more questions than we do answers.
Right.
Yep.
But we're going to be doing some more digging into this history, and we're going to give you a full report when we get the video done and see what we find.
I can't
Yep.
wait.
All right?
right.
Thank you, man. Thank you
you.
so much.
After thanking Mark for giving us access to his wonderful property, it was time for us to go back to the office.
Dom, another one in the books, man.
Hell yeah.
I mean, you were picking up on stuff all night tonight.
Yeah, it was a lot. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on in there. On top of that, Mark just told me as we're walking out, he had an apparition up in his office.
What?
Yeah,
Tonight?
Not tonight, but earlier, some point. But we didn't go in because it said keep out.
Oh my God. Well, I got two words. follow up.
Hell yeah.
So we got to get back to the office. We got to look at the footage to see what the heck's going on because you were sensing so many things
Yeah.
tonight. And how about the little boy in the in the bar area?
I want to
You
know
picked up on that.
But I want to know about the EVP if we picked anything up.
Yeah, I got to look at that. Let's get back to the office. Let's do that. I know we're not done here yet, man.
Not yet.
After a long night, we headed back to the office in Bucks County to go over the footage from the investigation. This investigation is far from over. I'll tell you, we caught a lot of really, really incredible things. Dominic couldn't be here today. He's on another investigation. But looking at the footage that we captured, Dominic was really picking up on a lot of the stuff that you had told me about earlier that I never had told Dominic about. Has anything else happened since we left? Have you had any other activity?
Last Sunday, the 25th, was our ghost hunt dinner, and there was quite a bit of action that night on the SB7 box. They had it in the bar, and I actually heard our bar patron Jim, his actual voice come through saying, "I am here."
Wow, that's incredible.
It was chilling, but it was so heartwarming too.
Wow. And that's got to be such a great feeling for you and for the family too, because it's validation that he's still there.
He was family to us. He was here so often, every day. And going back to the whole TV thing, where the bar TV was coming on after he passed, it has not come on since they spread his ashes outside.
Wow. But I want to show you this piece of footage that we actually captured in the attic. We had put a static camera in the attic, and we also put a static camera in the dining room as well. When you showed me that security camera footage of the chair that just popped out. And now, unfortunately, we didn't capture anything there, but we captured so much weird activity in the attic right by the mirror. We did do some magnetometer readings over by the mirror, and it was amazing because they were going up and down, and it seemed to be coming from that chair. I want to show you what we captured. So we had the static camera on. We left immediately to go downstairs, and Dominic was still feeling some kind of weird energy in the hallway, and this is what we captured.
Okay. Well, that's pretty interesting.
Yeah, I don't know what that was. It wasn't us. It wasn't any of our camera crew. So what it is, I'm not sure. But just that little piece of footage there is very compelling. So we're going to have to look into that a little bit more. All in all, man, the restaurant is incredible, and you've got a great clientele. But I think we're going to get even more people to come check you out. So I know when we had dinner there, it was phenomenal. So we had a great meal.
Thank you.
And I know you were running around serving, so you're doing double duty, man.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I'm everywhere.
Oh my God. Well, that's good. Well, the community's lucky to have you, man.
Thank you.
So listen, I'm going to be getting with Dom on this. And again, if any other questions, anything else happens, you know where we're at.
Okay, cool.
All right, man. Thanks, Mark.
Thank you, Eric.
The Hanoverville Roadhouse remains a popular destination. Award-winning food, cozy atmosphere, and an amazing drink selection. Mark Dennis and his staff continue a tradition of fine dining and customer service. Plan your visit today.